Hello everyone, and welcome to the final episode of Planescape Torment.
The skies shall be flames, and all life shall be as torches.
What on earth am I hearing? I think I can... Oh yeah, these statues... Man, one hand is clutching its right shoulder as if wounded. Hello, there's something here. Sounding stone. I think that is probably important. Alright, Ignis. You give me no choice. It's really weird to be going through this fight over again when you know not only that we're allies at a time, but in truth, the Nameless one is the reason he became this way to begin with.
Interrupted.
Our spell got interrupted. Fire. Remember that. Good grief, is Ignis even taking damage from me now? Jeez, I wish I could have rested before fighting. Kind of funny how I can damage him with his own fire and he's burning as he goes down. This is actually a really tough fight. Last time I just lucked out and wailed on the dude. But now I kinda don't have that luck. And I do not have any... Well, I have Identify, but fat lot of good that's gonna do me. Come on. See a statue of you, it's arms.
Damn.
Oh wait, don't I have like charms and stuff that I could be using right now? Oh, hey, healing items. Sorry, Ignis. This is where it all goes down. And we are still in the Fortress of Regrets, working our way through. If you recall, the Transcendent One called the Ignis here. Sorry, Ignis. Not sure what you said, but I'm sorry. It looks like a statue of you. Its arms are crossed and it glares straight ahead. This might be a statue of you, but the face is ruined, masked, and you can't be certain. It looks like a statue of you staring at the center of the room with a disdainful expression. Anybody want to know who built the Fortress of Regrets? This is a statue of you. It is holding its hand over its heart with its mouth open as if making a speech. This looks like a statue of you. One hand is clutching its right shoulder as if wounded. This fortress of regrets belongs solely to the Nameless One. Now, if I recall... So it does. It looks like it's been sitting here for years. It looks like a piece. Strangely the stone is covered in dust as if it has been sitting here for years. These stone statues have been chipped away. A series of strange runes and markings cover the stone. It feels strangely familiar, so examine the stone. As you touch the stone, a mouth appears on the side. Sorry, I am reaching for something. It appears on the side and begins speaking in your voice. It echoes as if listening within a great chamber. Listen. Dakon, Mort, Zakaria, Dayanara. It is I. I have placed a minor messaging enchantment on the stone. Listen to it fully, then do as I say. I don't know how we got separated, but I think the portal that brought us here divided us. It's only a minor setback. When you find this stone, stay with it until I can rejoin you. Based on my divinations, this fortress is the size of several cities. The less you move around, the easier it is for me to find you. I've speaking about it. I've fought my way through the first of the vaults. This place is filled with shadows. Way too many to keep fighting. If you encounter any, run before they swarm you. They're much tougher than the shadows we encountered before. I think the energies of the plane feed them somehow, make them stronger. There were a series of great war relics within the vault that shifted me from place to place. I managed to lure the shadows to each machine, then shift while they swarmed me where I had been. It bought me some time enough to escape. Once I had tripped 4 relics, it opened a portal out. It strikes me now that the vault I came from might be some strange sort of gatehouse. Relics seem sealed off from both the inside and the outside of the fortress. Whatever built this place likes keeping the shadows under guard so they can't run loose. Shadows don't have any substance, so they wouldn't be able to use the machines to escape the vault. I'll have to think about that some more. No matter. I'm in a room with a great crystal in it. I'm going to examine it more closely before moving on. The speaker's looking around. There are 5 statues in the room, and they look like me. They look old, too. They've been here for some time. As for the crystal, it doesn't seem like it belongs in the fortress, and its size and shape remind me of something I've read in the annals. Some sort of dimensional prison that segments the soul. I don't think it's a coincidence the portal from the main vault teleported me here. I think the crystal's a trap, so don't touch it until we're together again. And I mean it, Mort. I'm going to try and find you all now. If you find this reader stone, do not move from the spot, or I may never find you. I have left some supplies for you in the base of one of the statues. Don't waste them. I don't know how long it's going to take for us to find our enemy and get out. We may need supplies later. See you all soon. The base of one of the statues. It said in the base of one of its statues. Maybe it picked up something other than the stone. Or maybe someone came by and already picked them up. If that's the case. Interesting. Because I didn't see anything. Well, at least I didn't. Oh, here. That tells me that they didn't come to get them, though. Oh, Heart Charm will be useful. Charm. Cool Charm. Fly Charm. That Cerebral Parasite is what I want, though. We are about to put it to use. I need all the wisdom I can get here. It's too dangerous to rest here, darn. Well... time to end the show. A huge crystal radiates a pulsing spectral light as it hovers above the crater in the middle of the room. The rhythm of its pulses remind you of a heartbeat, but slow and sickly. Light from the crystal touches the edges of the room like fingers, each ray of light casting a glow on the ruined faces of the statues surrounding it. There is a moment of dizziness as you touch the crystal, then a slow chill passes through your body, and you discover that your muscles have locked, your hands frozen in the crystal surface. There is a moment of silence, then sharp pains splinter through your body like fractures. You feel as if it's your very being turned into ice, then shattered. Fall into darkness. He has awakened. He has awakened. Finally, I thought I would die again waiting for him to rise. Perhaps you will still die. Never forget I watch you thieves, you killers all three of you. Have a care for how you speak to me, you deranged wreck. I was fortunate to reach here with all those traps you scattered throughout the plains. I swear if I could have crossed the years to put you out of your misery. The two of you be silent. Let us make sure he is all right and save the arguments for later. Who are you all? By the hells, he's lost his memories. Damnation, he's useless to us now. Calm yourself, he's only disoriented. As were we all. Give him a moment to get his bearings. We're all thieves, wearing my body, and you will give it back. I am at the limits of my patience with your howling. Be silent, or this arguing avails us nothing. Give him his space. Leave him be. The time is no longer in our favor. I will not stand here and squander another moment while our adversary is no doubt hunting us. We waited long enough for him to awaken. I will speak to him now. For he resembles you, but he carries himself more like a force than a man. His eyes are watching you carefully as you study him. You feel him studying you. So, it has come to this. Who are you? I will not surrender my name to you or any man. It's rough like yours, and it rings strangely in your ears. As for who I am, you should be asking yourself that. You are one of my incarnations. You made it here, with my clues to guide you. Separate incarnations? How is that possible? The incarnation is silent for a moment. Its expression changes to contempt. If there is anything I have hated about you, it is your countless questions, your desperate fumbling for meaning and answers. His voice is like a hatchet, and anger flickers across his features. The time for the questions has passed. Now you will listen to me. I was the first to breach the fortress, and whatever it is that awaits us here was somehow able to defeat me. It will not best me a second time. You sound as if you intend to fight whatever it is that lurks here. It's your strange look then says, of course. That's the only reason we're speaking now. I'll need you to be the shell, but your mind must be my mind. Do you understand me? You mean you intend to possess me?
Updated my journal.
Yes. This is around out of the spiked walls and turn back to face you. We cannot leave this place in pieces. Only one may leave. How are we to become one? You must surrender your will to me, your knowledge and skills. Whatever little you've managed to accumulate in your life may prove useful. Again, it ultimately will be a fraction of my power, but it might have its uses. Yet you came here previously, were defeated. I was taken unawares, and I did not anticipate that my companions would be split from me upon my arrival. What happened after that is confusing. So even if I were to surrender to you, or to surrender with you, then we could still fail. At any incarnations, I've got questions for you. Get my bearings and then we'll speak again. Alright, I am going to take a hot second to heal up. And I'm going to make sure that I do this right. 25 and 25. Even if it's only temporary. In my split mind. I'm going to be saving often because, well, this really is it. Welcome to the many inside of the Nameless one. We got the practical incarnation, the paranoid incarnation, and the good incarnation. The man before you resembles you, but his face seems calmer somehow. He gives a slight smile as you approach, and he nods as if approval. Are you all right? Who are you? Have we ever had a name? Or was it just the first of us? Know that I am your ally in this. I, like the others, have died my death in your mind, and this figment is all that remains. But who are you? This must be disorienting for you. Let me try and explain. I am one of your incarnations. I was once lost, now I am here again. How is that possible? I do not know. Whatever you touched within the fortress has brought pieces of yourself to the surface. I'm thinking, one of the others may know the means of how this came to be, but it is beyond me. You're part of me, then there are things I must know. Ask. In order to leave, you must become a part of me. Will you do so? Well, I can ask that right now, or we can learn more about it. It's live, so are there only 3 incarnations here? I do not know. Perhaps we were the 3 pieces that were somehow still present in your mind. Present? How? I do not know for sure, but I would guess that when we die, traces of our former personality may remain in your mind. And I know that sometimes we may make ourselves felt. How? When you are about to place yourself in danger, or were close to a realization, for example, I found that I could stir, help prod you in the right direction. So you were the crawling sensation I kept feeling in the back of my skull. I would be at a loss to describe how it felt to you, but it's possible, yes. Something else I'd like to know. Before you said that when we die, traces are left in my mind. What caused you all to emerge, right? Do you know why I wanted to become immortal? What was your life like? Do you know why I wanted to become immortal? No, I do not. I think it was done out of fear. Perhaps one of the others knows, but not I. What makes you think it was done out of fear? There is no real end. If anything, it's a sad song. What man wishes to die? But only the first of us will ever truly know the reason that brought us to this state. Something else I'd like to know. What was your life like? It was quiet and long. It was filled with much of the pain and the joys one would expect in life. I served as a cartographer for a time, and I walked the plains for several years. How'd you die? In the end, as I traveled upon the fields of Bytopia, terrible shadows took on life as I lay sleeping. I died as I felt their claws upon me. They are the shades of all those that died in our place. Yes, I know. I know that now. One cannot be in this place of regrets and not feel their agony. Right? My understanding may not be complete, but yes, it seems that's the case, and we make ourselves felt as moments. So it's possible that the first of us, the real one of us, before all the incarnations, might still be buried somewhere in my mind. The expression on the incarnation's face flickers for a moment, but it is like a window. You suddenly realize who it is you are speaking to. You were the first of us. His eyes take on a haunted look, and his gaze turns away from yours. I know what you are thinking, but it is not the case. You think that knowing the mind of the first of us will somehow help you here, in this place. It will not. But why? I have so many questions that you can answer. Why do we become immortal? Why? Because if we die, truly die, our nation looks up at you with eyes like steel. Death's kingdom will not be paradise. Not for us. If you spoke to these others that were here, know know that a fraction of the evil of their lives is but a drop of water compared to the evil of mine. That life, that one life, even without the thousands of others, has given a seat in the lower planes for eternity. But you seem so much calmer, more well-intentioned. I became that way, yes, because for me, it is regret that may change the nature of a man. But it was too late. I was already damned. I found that changing my nature was not enough. I needed more time. I needed more life. So I came to the greatest of the Grey Sisters and asked for a boon, to try and help me live long enough to rectify all the damage I've done, to make me immortal. And Ravel did. But when she tested your immortality and killed you, you forgot everything. Everything. And the planes have been dying ever since. The crime is great, and the blame is mine. There are so many questions I have for you. Who are you? What was your life like? The incarnation shakes his head, cutting you off. When I become no more, when I merge with you, you'll have the answers you seek. It may take some time to sort them out, but they are there. It is difficult to communicate life with words. Very well, then. We shall become as one. Are you ready? One last thing, just this. Before I return to oblivion, there's something I would know. Please, spare a little time for this. What do you wish to know? Did you live your life? The brief life you've had? In the end, was it worth it? I was born in a terrible place, and I'm sorry for it. It seems so short. What little I experienced, I enjoyed, and I do not wish to forget it. I've been traveling too much to really appreciate it. Perhaps we shall see after this matter goes close. Life seems to have only caused suffering for myself and others. I would see it end and the plains return to peace once more. And I do not wish to forget it. I believe that. It seems so short. He nods, and for a moment you think he's going to say something, but then he collapses, the life running out of him and into yours. He falls to the black stones. You feel a crawling sensation in the back of your skull, making you shiver. And you know the incarnation is no more. Farewell. Am I still all buffed up from the bug? Practical incarnation is actually one of the more difficult ones. Paranoid. Leave the man alone. I should probably continue. The original. He resembles you, but his back is hunched as if he's perpetually afraid of being struck. He's watching you warily, and he hisses as you approach, his hands clenching as if wanting to strangle you, his arms horribly gnarled and scarred, as if they've been dunked in a stream of acid. His left arm looks like it's holding on by a thread. Literally. Who are you? Know that you will not last long in this place, thief! Spittle flies from the man's mouth, and his face twists into a maddening grin. Mazes and regrets and death are all that are here. You're wasting your time speaking to that one. His thoughts are all angles and spite, nothing more. Stop wasting time. There is much more the two of us must speak of. Thief! The incarnation's hands twist as if strangling the other. I will feel the bones of your neck snap beneath my fingers. Take my body back! He turns on you. Thief! You wear my body like a cloak, and you shame me. I'm no thief. I stole nothing from you. Stole everything! I awoke on the streets of the Ring City, and all who saw me knew me. All that you had done, all that you had harmed, they were waiting for me, blaming me, hurting me, until I couldn't take the voices anymore. I had to make them silent. You were the one who left the trap on the sensory stone for me, weren't you? In the dodecahedron journal with traps? You're the one who killed the linguist, weren't you? You wrote the dodecahedron journal. The wary eye, it seems to be looking at you. He was making him comfortable. Really, this place you must flirt with me. Okay. The one who set fire to Ileana's legacies, weren't you? Wow, there's a lot this one did. Leave this place. The language of Uyo. Let us speak in private, just the two of us. As you speak the language of Uyo, the incarnation's eyes widen and he stares at you. After a moment of silence, he replies in the same language. Only I know the language of Uyo. How do you know it? You are correct. You are the only one who knows the language of Uyo. So if I know the language of Uyo, I must be you. It is the others who are not you, and they do not know the language of Uyo. I hear you. This place confuses one's perceptions. We are both you, and now we must become as one. I feel like I'm going to miss out on something if I say that. Wait for me. Incarnation fixes you with a stony gaze as you approach. He looks as if he is sizing you for weaknesses. Who are you? Silent for a moment, but his expression changes to contempt. If there is anything I have hated about you, it's your bumbling question. Yeah, we've already said all this. Time for questions past. Now you will listen to me. First to breach this fortress. It will not best me a second time. You sound as if you intend to fight whatever it is that lurks here. Do you understand me? You intend to possess me. Yeah, we've read this before. Yes, we cannot leave this place in pieces. Only one may leave. How are we to become one? Will to me, whatever little man. Surrender your will to me, and your knowledge and skills, whatever little you've managed to accumulate in your life, may prove useful. Ultimately, will be but a fraction of my power, but it might have its uses. Yet you came here previously, and you were defeated. I was taken unawares, and I did not anticipate my companions would be split upon my arrival. What happened after that is confusing. So even if I were to surrender to you, we could still fail. Unlikely. I am the one who possesses the knowledge necessary to succeed. This moment is the culmination of centuries of planning. Many have suffered and died for us to be here. Their sacrifices must not be in vain. Since unnerves you. It's delivered like a speech. There is no passion behind the words. Yet you came here previously and were defeated. And why should I let you possess me? And I have questions for you. I'll indulge you, but only for a while longer. You're the one who saved Dakon at Shroklator, then imprisoned Valor, and led Daenar to death. What of it? All of it was done with a purpose. You gave Dakon the unbroken circle of Zerthamon. Why? The unbroken circle? That collection of lies? Yes, it was a week's work to forge such a thing. It was necessary to make it so he would cease doubting himself. You made it? You told him perhaps they carry some truth. I know not. I know that they were tedious writings, but the words were enough to give him faith. Why? Your ignorance astounds me. Can it be that you do not know what he carries in his hand? That blade he carries is shaped by thoughts. Such a tool, when used properly, could slay the multiverse itself. It's a thought, then face news. Oh, obviously, the gift became separated when we arrived in the fortress. The gift became separated when we arrived in the fortress, and I was unable to make use of his blade. Fortunate. As I wish to know. Okay. Oh, good lord! Why did Daenar... What was the purpose of imprisoning Valor? Jesus' head as if weary. Valor was becoming tiresome. Smile. Those mercy-killer dogs will hunt you across the plains themselves in search of justice, and Valor was an especially persistent hound. And he was much too close to justice for my tastes. Why was he hunting us for us? Oh, any countless reasons, some of which lie with me, and others, which lie in the hands of other incarnations. He flicks over against you. There have been many lives that have been blackened by incarnations with damaged minds. Some of us have created problems. I believe in solutions. Was he a threat? Oh yes, or else I would have simply killed him. There is some link between him and justice itself that gives him power even over immortals such as us, especially if our injustices are great, and ours are of the blackest sort. There are things I wish to know. Where? Why did why did Dayanara have to die? Dayanara? That girl had little sense of the planes in her, and that was what I needed her for. You see, the dustmen have it right. Sometimes when you feel too much passion, you cling too tightly to life to let go, and neither did Dayanara, as I hoped she would. That woman, that ghost, she tormented me for years, pursuing me, hating me. You're the one that killed her! She barely even glances at the Howling One and merely sneers. You blaming me for anything is laughable. It wasn't out of malice, though. She did become tiresome. It's just that when I arrived in the fortress, I didn't intend to stay. I just wanted to get in, sacrifice her, and get out. Why'd you kill her? I needed someone to be my eyes here on the negative material plane, to serve as a scout and try to find out who my killer was. Only the dead can survive here for long, so Dayanara had to be sacrificed, so that she could become something other than she was. Tricky business, but it worked. She helped you, didn't she? Didn't have to kill her. Only for a moment. And that is why you will be defeated when you confront our killer, because you are weak. You do not see some things are necessary. It wasn't necessary. It was convenient for you. You should have looked for other solutions. You dare call me weak? You orchestrated all these grand plans for defeating this invisible enemy, and you got your ass handed to you. Anyway, and some poor girl was murdered because of it. Maybe if you'd done the job the first time you were here, this wouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna go with that. You dare lecture me? Women have always walked our path with us, whether Dayanara or Ravel or any of them. And they have suffered, and it was always their choice. Dayanara would have died for me if I'd asked her to. There was no crime. There are other things I wish to know. I'll indulge you for a while longer. Let's see. Are you the one who taught Ignis the art? Ignis? Is that a name? Who in the hells are you talking about? Answer my question. Frowns. Is that a name? Who in the hells are you talking about? Answer my question. There are other things I wish to know. This is probably going to be a nice long episode here, because a lot is happening. Were you the one who let's see. You built the tomb beneath Sigil, didn't you? The one with the traps. I'd almost forgotten, yes. What a waste that was. Obviously that didn't work, and it cost a lot of blood and coin, too. Worthless. It was easy to breach that child's trap. I found it and changed it to make it harder. Changed the writings. Nation frowns at the second. He looks over, restraining himself from attacking the other. Yet another thing you will answer for. Oh, I suppose it doesn't matter. It was shortly after that failure that the tomb trap, I decided to carry the battle for our killer, rather than wait for him to show any longer. See, there's other things I wish to know. Okay. You're the one who pried Mort from the Pillar of Skulls. Is Mort still alive? That piking skull couldn't be trusted farther than I could throw him, claiming he had information when he didn't. Then I had to go through the torment of prying him off the Pillar of Skulls. Then he feigned ignorance once he was off of it. I humored him, since he told me everything I needed from him. Feigned ignorance? Oh, yes. Once a liar, always a liar. It takes a stronger mind than the skulls to give me a laugh, though. Me the laugh, though. This game, what more did he have to lie about? It is no matter. Let the skull have his secrets. They're worthless to us. Something I wish to know. You will mention responsible for the tattoos on my back. The directions? Of course. I was responsible. I knew there was a chance I might fail and lose my memories. I wanted the future incarnations to benefit from some guidance, so I had the directions stitched on my back, since such things, like journals, tend to be lost so easily. Directions are kind of vague, though. Are you a fool? Directions needed to be vague. I couldn't spell out exactly what was happening to us, so I left a signpost. What do you think happened if a dustman had to read them? Or someone even more balmy? How quickly do you think we'd been buried alive or cremated? I'm not seeking Farad, though. Why him? Farad? Farad. Oh, yes, the trash king with all the tough bloods that thought I was easy prey. After only a little bloodletting, I struck a bargain with him. He would see to it that if his men found me, they would take me safely to the mortuary, and, of course, I needed the eyes and hands of his men to scour the catacombs beneath Sigil for me. What for? His fear. Made of bronze, ugly, feels like egg to the touch, smells of rotten custard, right? Yes. I told Farad it was the only thing that would save his miserable life. What a sniveling little dodger he was. You see, the old bastard was destined to end up on the Pillar of Skulls when he died, and he was desperately trying to weasel out of it. So I told him that there was an item beneath Sigil that could save him from his fate, if he could find it. But it wouldn't save him. It was just something you wanted to find. Of course it was useless to him. One cannot dodge fate so easily. However, nothing motivates a man faster than telling him what he seeks will save his soul from eternal damnation. I intended to take it from him after he found it. It's just that searching for it myself would have taken too long. And why should I do it when I could have someone else hunt it for me? Actually, he ended up tricking me into finding it for him. Was that important? Yeah, very true. For him. So why is it so important? It was a dead sensory stone. Nation is staring through you as if seeing something far away. Do you know what it contained? He smiles. It held the last experiences of the first of us, when we were one man and not a string of incarnations. If there had been some way of unlocking it, I would have been able to see inside his mind. And see why all this happened? Yes. It is the answer I have always sought, and why this happened, why we became immortal. And I fear we shall never know. There are things I wish to know. I'm not going to tell him I have it. I mean, we're the same person. So, I intend to merge with you. So be it then. Become a gray like mist, and he gives a slight smile, as if in anticipation. We shall see what your mind has in store. You lock gazes with him, his eyes are like stones, and they start dragging you in. Lock gazes with him and try to force him to merge with you. As you swim in the corridors of his mind, the first emotion you encounter is surprise, and his eyes widen. He's not absorbing you, your will is stronger, and it is consuming him. You feel him desperately trying to pull back, but he cannot. He is too weak, and your will blocks him to retreat from drawing deeper into the subconscious. This is the last time we shall ever speak. Return to death where you belong. He looks incredulous for a moment, then disintegrates, and you feel a rush of knowledge pouring you from the surface. It's almost too much to absorb at once, and you find yourself disoriented. So much knowledge, so many experiences that... And as quickly as it occurred, the rush subsides and you steady yourself. The bits of knowledge swirl about in your mind, and you will make sense of them later. For now, only one piece of knowledge is important. The incarnation did not know how you leave this place. He lied to trick you to surrender. Damn it. Good point to save. The practical one. He is actually the more difficult of the ones to do that too. So, let's have ourselves another one. Well, I actually can't go any higher than that. Huh. Neat. This mad incarnation is you. There are things I wish to know. So let's continue this. You set fire to the anonymous legacies, weren't you? Trying to destroy my legacy. I burned the false papers, yes. More lies. Lies about false lives. There's other things I wish to know. Stone Trap, you're the one who left it for me, weren't you? Yes. Simple trap. Trap for someone who can't die. Mind trap. It was a simple escape, actually. You lie! No, it was pathetically easy. I was able to escape it with no effort. Lying thief. Shoulder. Traveling. What? Oh! Oops. Oops. I didn't want to do that. Okay. It's okay. Things happen. So noted. Don't make him angry. He is the one who's Sensory Stone Trap. You're to blame for killing the linguist Finn. What happened to your arm? Glances down for a moment. It kept coming off, so I had to stitch it up again. His arm is his weapon. Speak in private, just the two of us. I hear you. Place confuses one's perceptions. We are both you. Now we must become as one. Looks frightened. I'm surprised he reverts to normal speech. But all the inflections in his voice are gone. It is calm, level, and much like your own. I no longer wish to live like this. You no longer have to. All the pain and worry and torment of your existence, I will wipe it away. You've suffered much. You were born into a world where nothing made sense. Strangers claimed they knew you. They blamed you for things you know of, and they tried to hurt you. It's you watch as incarnation loses its mad gleam, and his eyes become more like your own. Yes, I will protect you now. You will know peace. That is all you ever wanted, isn't it? He relaxes at your words, his eyes dimming as he locks gazes with you. There is the faintest of whispers as he falls to the black stones. With his collapse, you feel a crawling sensation in the back of your skull. And there is a flood of memories and strength and emotions. You steady yourself, busy for a moment. Your vision clears and you are yourself once more. Farewell.
I feel stronger.
Wow, I can level up again. My wisdom and my intelligence are only that far down, huh? Let's see. Your wisdom marks you as the wisest of individuals. You gain a tremendous bonus to all earned experience points. I suppose you can put in your book. As much as I want that to be the case, I need the wisdom more than anything at the end of this game. Now, before I get too far... Wow, this really is going to be my longest episode. As you hold the sphere up for this time and you examine it, you feel the memories of the first of your incarnations stirring within you. Yet it is not an insistent or driving force. It is calm, the thoughts of a man walking a great distance to speak to a friend he hasn't seen in ages. As you feel his presence in your mind, you see the sphere in a different light, not as ugly or hideous, but as something precious, like a newborn child. The sphere here is the repository of your last moments before you met Ravel on the Grey Waste and asked the impossible. You know why you asked her, and you know that all you need to do is touch the surface of the sphere with both hands and feel regret. The stone will open itself for you. Okay, taking a break from the reading. I have to admit, I've never actually... The last time I did this, I forgot to ask the practical one what the bronze sphere was about. So this is my first time actually getting the answer to this question of why the Nameless one did this in the first place. Clasp the stone and feel regret. The sphere wrinkles in your hands, the skin of the bronze sphere peeling away into tears and turning into a rain of bronze that encircles you. Each droplet, each fragment that enters you, you feel a new memory stirring, a lost love, a forgotten pain, an ache of loss, and with it comes the greatest pressure of regret. Regret of careless actions, the regret of suffering, the regret of war, regret of death, and you feel your mind buckling from the pressure. So much all at once. So much damage done to others, so much so an entire fortress can be built from such a pain. Try to focus and keep your center. And suddenly, through the torrent of regrets, you feel the incarnation again. You feel the first incarnation again. His hand, invisible and weightless, is upon your shoulder, steadying you. He doesn't speak, but with his touch, you suddenly remember your name. And it is a simple thing, not at all what you thought it would be. You feel yourself suddenly comforted in knowing your name, your true name. You know that you have gained back perhaps the most important part of yourself. In knowing your name all along, you know yourself, and you know now that there is little you cannot do. The first incarnation's hand gone from your shoulder, he is watching you with a slight smile. That was my name all along? But if I was... This incarnation holds his finger to his lips, silencing you. He nods at the symbol on your arm, as if indicating that you should make use of it. Examine your arm. The symbol of torment, seems brittle somehow, as if it is the only thing holding itself to your skin. Barely holding itself to your skin. Unconsciously, you reach out and peel it from your arm. It gives way with light resistance, like pulling off a scab. As you hold the symbol, you know you can harness its power. It no longer rules you. I no longer wear the symbol. What does that mean? As you get halfway through your question, you realize there is a heavy silence within your mind. You can no longer feel the presence of the first incarnation within you.
I feel stronger.
I leveled up again. The named one. Oh, I'm so glad I was able to make that happen. I'm going to throw that into intelligence. Oh, I have more character points than that. Can I go any further? I'm going to throw it all into my intelligence. Wow! Oh, whoa, whoa. 4. Put it all into my charisma then. Why not? Wow! Funny how... Wait, did I just see that I could level up again? No, okay. I just jumped all the way to level 22. Rune of Torment, weight 0. Usable only by the nameless one. Strip of flesh, what's the symbol of torment? So when you peel off when you realize your true name, the symbol no longer rules you. Using its power will summon all the pains of past incarnations upon your foes. What? This is a thing? Oh my god, this is actually a thing. I've never done that before. The named one. Well, best we wonder what Dayanara is doing in the middle of my subconscious. Before you is the ghostly form of Dayanara. Her spectral gown seems stirred by some ethereal breeze. Her eyes rest on your... Yeah, we know. Several pairs of eyes at once. Dayanara? My love, at last I have found you. I searched for you after you were divided by the crystal. This fortress spans hundreds of miles, and I feared you were lost to me. So yes, take your measure. Are you well? I think so. The crystal divided me, but I am one again. Now I am trapped here, however. I suspect trapping you here was the crystal's true purpose, but it poses no barrier for one such as I. Much do my eyes see, and the halls of this fortress are well known to me. If you are trapped here, my love, I shall see to it that you are set free. Where do you wish to go? I wish to go to my adversary and defeat him. I wish to go to my immortality and recover it. I wish to rejoin my friends. I wish to speak with you for a moment, tell you how you died and why. What are you speaking of? When I brought you to this fortress, it was my intention that you die here. I needed someone to remain behind so that it would serve as a link to this place. I knew because you loved me so much that your spirit would stave off death and allow you to become a spirit. That is why you suffer now. Your face is a mask as you speak the words. I am sorry, Dayanara. Do you love me? You say yes, my love, but nothing of that has mattered. Though I did not know you at first, I have come to love you. Your suffering has become mine, and I found that I will do what I can to help you. I do not. I never knew you. Perhaps if I had met you under different circumstances. I can't lie. I can't. And this shall be the ending of things between us, my love. I have remained here for you, for no other reason. I will help you one last time, and I shall travel beyond the eternal boundary as I was meant. I'll ask you one last thing in peace. Ask one last thing and leave you in peace. I'm trapped here. Can you help me? I wish to rejoin my friends. As you wish, my love. Touch my hand, and the walls of the fortress shall be walls no more. She deserves to know the truth and
I shall
let
wait
go.
for you in death's halls, my love.
Oop.
All right.
And they're all my friends, and they're all dead. God, he's so cool looking.
So you have come. Then you shall die again.
The story to this game, I just love it.
So you have come. You are unwelcome here, broken one.
What have you done to my friends? God, I think I zoomed in too far. Oops.
Are they dead? Yes. Unlike you, they have but one life. They wasted it for your sake.
They died for you, as they always have. Such is the way of all mortal things. It is the fate of all that follow you, broken one. You have forgotten much. Why did you do it? They tried to harm me, here of all places. I defended myself. In so doing, mortality claimed them. Their deaths were by their own hand. Little nugget. I wonder if anyone has figured out what the Transcendent One is. I gave them the opportunity to depart this place, but they seemed determined to help you, despite the cost of themselves. So you killed them. The Tiefling girl was especially fierce in your defense. Her feelings for you burned brighter than Elysium's fires. On the Tanari, she was quite strong. Her tolerance for pain would have shamed the Batazu themselves. I took no pleasure in their deaths. Then why did you do it? It was not my will. It was not I that brought them here. All of them had a choice, and they chose to die for you. It has always been the way of all that follow you, for they are tormented souls, seeking a release, but they know not why. You have forgotten this, and you shall again. I know you for what you are. You are my mortality. Your armor is twisted like tree branches. Such things speak of Ravel's magics. Yes, I am that which was split from you by the hag's power. I am that which walks all life. All life. My voice is a death rattle, a last breath in their throat, the whisper of a dying man. I have been freed from the prison of your flesh. Freed from me. The moment I was split from your cancerous shell, I knew life. I knew freedom. I shall not surrender it to you. We were not meant to be separated, and the planes have suffered because of our separation. You know nothing of the meaning of separation. Before your memory dies again, know that we were never meant to be as one. This shall be the last time you and I speak, broken one. There's something I would know, Spirit. I've traveled far, and there are many questions you can answer. I will indulge you this one last time, and this fortress shall be silent again. Then my questions are these. You've done everything you can to prevent us from meeting face to... Ooh. You have done everything you can to prevent us from meeting face to face. Why? Do you think I fear to face you, Broken One? I do not. Is that why you send shadows to kill me, rather than trying to defeat me yourself? They never succeeded in killing me. Nor will they. I send shadows because their reach is long, yet it is my eyes that guide them. So the shadows travel distances you cannot. There is nothing I cannot do. Yet you never travel beyond these walls to fight me. You only send shadows. That is how cowards fight. My energies are needed to sustain this place, Broken One, else it would be my hand on your throat with each of your deaths. I may not travel beyond these fortress walls for long. I don't believe you. I think you're afraid to confront me, or else you're lying to me and there is another reason you remain here. So then, yet, even when I am within these fortress walls, you sent Ignis to try and stop me when you could have stopped me yourself. Ooh. Crystal, you set up to try and segment me. You didn't want to kill me. You only wanted to imprison me. Yes, the crystal is a prison, perhaps one of the greatest ever devised. I used it, for I tire of tracking you across the plains, Nameless One. You are difficult to find. I prefer you be kept close, where I may watch you. The crystal is such a place where you may be kept. I would know how you freed yourself from the crystal. That helped the woman from long ago, DNR for me. My ways are my own. Know that the prison cannot hold me, just as you cannot stop me now. Why am I difficult to find? It is of no consequence. Why not tell me then? I'll forget this anyway, and I would know this last time. Just as there is power in names, there is power in not having a name. The eyes of the plains slide off such a one such as you, and one such as I. I would know how you freed yourself from the crystal. I had help. The one I brought here long ago, Dayanara, freed me. Ah, the love-torn spirit. There are times I have felt her echo in the halls of the fortress. She shall not free you again. She won't need to. There are other things I would know. Maybe immortal, but Ravel told me the ritual's flawed. Whenever I die, I lose a fraction of my mind. So I shall lose the ability to even think for myself. Friends, I want their lives returned to them, and I want them to have free passage from this place. No, they are dead. Dead they shall remain. Why? Can't you save them? Don't you have the power? Do not question my power here in this place. There is nothing I cannot do now that I am free of you. But it is not my will that they be saved. They challenged me in my home, and their deaths shall be reminders to all that challenge me. I don't think you have a choice. You can't resurrect them, can you? One, in the span of your forgotten lifetimes, I have observed, learned, and gathered power within the vaults of my body. You fought in the Black Decade War. Ooh, Black Decade War. All the military knowledge was carved in my mind. When you danced sorceries with Lum the Mad, I learned with you. All you have forgotten, I have not. Power over my life and death is but a minor display of my power. You say you learned with me. What I experienced, you experienced. Are you saying we share a link, you and I? It is a small thing of no consequence. Dayanara told me that I could reverse death only when the victim had died close to me. But what? She awakened in me. Are you saying there was only a fraction of my power over life and death? Your mind is a broken stone, its edges dull from misuse and neglect. Even if you knew the power, you would now know how to harness it. If you claim you have the power, then I must have the power too, even if I wasn't there at the moment of death. You do not have the years needed to learn the arts. Life and death will fall before me. You feel a stirring in your mind, and you suddenly realize you do possess the years needed to learn. You knew it all once, across multiple incarnations. The process will take time. You know your mortality will not allow you the time you need. You may have the time to resurrect one companion, but no more than that. You know, As I made my way here, I opened that inner vault. Those greater shadows are running free in the fortress. They are no longer locked in the chamber. You lie! See for yourself, you don't believe me. I'm not going anywhere. Shall return, then take your measure, broken one. If you have freed the shadows, I shall feed you to them. Very well.
I will take your measure shortly.
Whoa, 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 hold up, Chief. Listen, there are a few things I need to tell you.
Not dead? Well, yeah, when you've been dead as long as I have, you learn to fake it really well. I've been kind of listening to the whole conversation. Use that power you got on someone else. I don't need it. So you're going to lie there while I was going to get my... while I got my ass handed to me? Well, yeah, Chief, it's not like you'd die. I mean, if you failed, you'd need someone to remember for you. Plus, you know how worthless I am in a fight. Well, when I'm not taunting some mage or another. Then maybe that's what I'll need you to do. We'll talk about this later, Mort. Gun staggered, breath barely clinging to life. One stack on you made the pronouncement of 2 deaths as 1. It is that time. Speak the words, Dakon's eyes close. For a moment, you think he can't hold on to life any longer. Then they open, and his eyes are no longer dead black, remember. Instead, they carry a metal texture of his blade, and you know that Dakon has become something else. Something far more powerful.
This blade is yours.
Dakon takes a breath and steadies himself. His blade sharpens as you watch. This blade is yours.
In knowing the teachings of Zergmon, I have become stronger.
Wow, this is stuff I never done before. Rushed in the air, and Anna stirs, raises her head slowly, Jason. I found my mortality, Anna, and it turns out it doesn't like me much. I need your help.
Stand by you.
Stand by. Let's do it then. God, this is so emotional, actually. I'm afraid she somehow manages to maintain her composure. All from Grace, we are at the Fortress of Regrets, and I found my killer. It's my own mortality. It's taken on a life of its own, and I really need your help right now.
I fear that now we've entered this place will not easily let us go.
We'll see. My boy. With your power. Nordum, I really need your help right now. I have found my killer, and it's my mortality.
Awaiting order.
Get ready. You'll have a target for your crossbow soon enough.
This will not help you. You menace shall die. Broken one.
Huh. Oh, crap. Well, I didn't know this was how this was all going to go down.
My blade has changed.
It's nice and all, but, I'm probably going to die from this. Wait. I wonder. Rune of Torment. What? Pardon if I'm going silent. This is just the end. I didn't fight the Transcendent One in the end. I got him to. I got him to give in to me. What? Everyone back up.
I will shatter every bone in your body. Reset them into pieces. Then let your flesh.
Oh dear. Well, that does not look good. What was that? Okay,
What's up?
A lot of practice, it seems.
Die.
This is probably not going to go well for me, is it?
There's no working in this thing.
A perfectly good waste of arms.
Into painful angles. Then let your flesh heal and
It's not working on this thing.
Very well.
Doesn't know everyone over there.
gone.
How may I help?
I think therefore I am. I think.
Ay,
I'm
ay,
listening.
Damn it, it's not working on this thing.
Damn it.
It's not working on this thing. It's not working on this thing.
There's no working in this thing.
Was I able to cast it again? Oh, I can just keep casting it over and over. That's cool. Do it one more time. And hopefully, this will do it.
I'm here.
Again. Cool. Just skip the cutscene that time. Come on, let that be it. I've never actually defeated him before. Not in combat.
No! How is this possible?
That was awesome. Yep. And that was it. Our friends are alive and free. But we... well... we are now part of the Blood War. But at least our companions made it home safe. So, thank you everyone. For those who are confused, what had just happened was we had learned from the original incarnation that we had done something so terrible that we were already promised to go down and become part of the Blood War. So at the very least in our final moments, we got to breathe life back into our companions, and it wasn't shown on screen, but I do promise you they all made it back to Sigil safely. Because fact is, with the death of our mortality, it's still the Nameless One's mortality. So that is it. And that has been 1 hour and 8 minutes. Ooh. Well, I'm so glad that you guys could join me on this journey. There's nothing after the credits. It's just the end of the game. But I hope to see you all again in the next game.